Roll the D20, tap A rapidly, kick the fuck out of a heavy bag. This is Geeks, Games, and Fights. How you doing, everybody? I'm Matt. This is Elston. I almost said I was Elston and he's Matt. That's not what's happening today. Well, today, what is happening, though, on this episode is we're going to go over 90s cartoons and what we feel were the best 90s cartoons of our generation and maybe some obscure ones, but at the same time, what we feel were the best and maybe what some feel are not the best.
The problem is we're doing a top 10 list and narrowing it down is the hard part because honestly, when we were growing up, all the best cartoons were out.
I'm sorry, but
I could have made a top 100 list and really been in love with every single one of those. I wouldn't have had a hard time finding anything for it. But yeah, so there's a top 10 for each of us and it's hard, but we had to do it.
Yeah. I'd hate to say it, but I feel like our generation was kind of spoiled, like the late 80s, early 90s.
I agree with you.
And we had so many good things, original things. And
we were privileged in a way where everything wasn't so sensitive. So, like, there were things we got to see when we were young that you'll never see again on TV. In movies like Dumbo with talking birds. like you'll never, the time we were brought up in, like shows like Ren and Stimpy, like they just push the envelope in a way where if we see it again,
even Angry Beavers a little bit,
right? Though, like, and those were Nickelodeon child friendly,
and you know I want to give
Nickelodeon was like Disney's older badass brother to me, you know.
I gotta shout out one cartoon that looking back on it was so ahead of its time. I should not have been watching it, and this is my cousin's favorite cartoon, fucking Rocko's Modern Life.
Oh yeah.
Oh bro.
Yeah,
oh man.
I have 3 kids that are kind of young, and I saw that it was on one day, and I was like, "Oh, let's relive Dad's childhood real quick." I shouldn't have done that. I'm a bad person. I let it. Yeah, it didn't take long before I was like, "What?" And it's weird because it made me realize too, it didn't affect us as bad as people made it seem like it would. Like when we were younger and we were doing that, it was like, "Oh, they can't watch that. It's gonna rot their brain." But I barely remember it, and the significance it had wasn't the way it seemed. Well, we played Mortal Kombat. We didn't kill people in real life.
I don't know. I do jiu-jitsu, so
I'm
trying to fatality, motherfucker.
Some of these shows, that one, Ren and Stimpy, like they were just a whole nother level. Even The Simpsons, to an extent, at the time. The Simpsons was
earlier,
a
little risque.
And The Simpsons is still relevant now.
Yeah,
that's crazy, right? Strong. I think. I hate to look dumb, but I want to say The Simpsons is the longest running TV show ever. I hate to look dumb.
It might be one of the.
I know it might be one.
The Flintstones is up. I think Monday Night Raw is one of them as well.
Yes, but the Simpsons was around before that, and it's still around now.
Yo, shout out Monday Night Raw. You're gonna beat that record.
Monday Night, they're labeled specifically, but yeah.
I mean, it seems like The Simpsons listed on their longest running scripted show is 29 seasons.
29 seasons.
Yeah, longest running scripted show.
Yeah, I think like there's talk shows and Dateline.
That's what I'm saying. There's always a word in there that makes it true. Like scripted is the word in that one. For Monday Night Raw, it might be sports or whatever.
Well, that's true because Doctor Who has been on since the fucking 60s.
But has it all been on consecutively?
Oh, yeah, consistently. Like, it's been running, and every few years they get a new actor.
That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
We're going to definitely one day have to do a different show, like, you know, the old shows that we used to watch, the Quantum Leaps and the Doctor Who's.
I love Quantum Leap. All
right. I love it, too. I thought about my real life like that, but we're not. That's a whole nother thing.
All right, listen.
So let's get into this list.
On this episode, we are doing 90s tunes. Do you want to start?
90s cartoons, because at first I started writing a list for my songs that I liked, my Mariah Carey's and Paul Abdul's, but nope. So it's 90s cartoons, and yeah, so do you want to run through your 10, and then someone else run through 10, or you want to do your 10, my 10, your 9, my 9? Want to do the second one?
What do you mean 9?
Like you do your number 10, and then I'll do my number 10, so that we both get to number 1. At the same time.
Yeah, sure. Let's
all right, so what's your number 10 favorite cartoon of the 90s?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no worries. You want me to do mine first?
No, you go ahead, sure.
All right. So, again, it's hard. You know what? I don't want to make excuses. And I don't want to look like a little punk. Remember, too, quickly, that I was a little kid at this time, so don't judge me or my gangster card. But my number 10 was Aladdin, the series.
Oh!
Right here, right? Right here, right?
Damn, that was a good one.
You're damn right it was a good one, man. From Aladdin the movie, the first one, I think in the early 90s, I loved the genie's character so much because the genie could do anything. He could be anything. So then when Aladdin kind of went off on his own and they had to change the genie, I didn't really like the second one as much, but then they did this series and they made that genie able to do anything. And it wasn't like he was just stuck in that frame of old Agrabah. Like I saw him mimic all these crazy characters like The Mask or Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator. Like I don't know. I really, really enjoyed that freaking show, and I wish I could find it again, but you really can't. YouTube doesn't have it. Nowhere has it.
That was
a good show. I want my kids to relive it.
That was a great show.
That's my number 10, which just shows you it's gonna get better. But
that was an amazing show.
I did my research on this one, man.
I remember I remember all that.
It was really well written, and all the characters were in there, but it was focused mainly around Aladdin and the genie.
Aladdin, genie,
Jasmine.
The monkey.
Well, Jasmine wasn't in it as much.
No, she was.
Though, yeah.
No, she was. I remember it.
But they had these cool.
I watched it often. That was always playing at my domicile.
Aladdin was really popular at one time. His
Aladdin,
video game was
bro.
the shit for Sega.
Yo, I remember
everything was awesome. With
when
Aladdin
I was a little
while.
kid. I went to Disney. I don't know if it was in Florida or California, but I think it was Florida. Yeah. Anyway, so they had like a little fucking book where you could like when you saw the characters, you got it. You got the autograph. Yo, I got Aladdin and Jasmine in my shit, and I was gassed when I saw Jasmine. For sure, they had like a tan Puerto Rican guy playing Aladdin, and maybe that girl Jasmine was Cuban or something like that. Now looking back in it, but she was fire. Jasmine was one of my first cartoon crushes. Yeah, I said it. Cartoon crushes.
You know what?
You have them.
No, I'm not hating on you. We're not going to get into the discussion.
And as a little kid, when I saw that Jasmine, I was just like, "You're a lucky man, Aladdin. You're a lucky man."
Than that?
What up?
Remember Space Jam? Lola Bunny was one of my cartoon crushes. Sorry. And everybody's cartoon crush, don't lie, Jessica Rabbit. Don't do it. All right, anyway, so
10.
Don't mess with me. So we're going to get to your number 10. Speaking of 10s.
My number 10 is DuckTales.
Man.
DuckTales. Also in the Disney family as well. But I love DuckTales. Like, DuckTales for me set it off. Huey, Louie, and Dewey, Scrooge McDuck, Launchpad.
I love that first scene where he's swimming in the money.
Oh,
like, the thought of swimming in a vault, a 50-foot vault of money. But then I think about it now, and I'm like, that would hurt so bad.
Coins, even if it was dollar bill, like $100 bills,
he'd be so dirty.
Not even that, but the paper cuts would be amazing.
It'd be incredible.
Death by paper cut.
That being said, though, the idea of it was awesome, and that's a good show.
The concept,
like people think of it, and they're like, "Oh, a duck and his 3 nephews." Gizmo. Who was the inventor? That was Gizmo too, right?
No. Correct me if I'm wrong.
He was in it
but
too.
Wasn't Gizmo Launchpad?
Yeah. Yes.
Launchpad turned into
a superhero. Yeah. Exactly right.
Launchpad was Gizmo. But who made him the suit? I fucking forget.
This weird inventor.
Listen,
but they had great characters in that show.
They also had an amazing fucking theme song. That was like one of the most iconic theme songs ever.
I haven't heard it in 10 years, and I could probably sing it right now.
Thank you. But the robbers were great. The robbers were always dogs.
The bad guys.
They were always dogs.
And they were always trying to get that money. Yeah, why Disney always make like
the dog, like Pete. Pete was a dog, and he's always the bad guy. Like, hey.
Yeah, villainized dogs. Come on, Disney.
I don't know why. That's cute. Except Pluto.
Yeah, well, Pluto's stupid
and
though.
Goofy's a dog, right?
But Pluto and Goofy are both retarded. Stupid. No, but think about it though. So you get the 2 dogs you just referenced, and neither of them is like particularly smart or cool. One can't talk, the other can talk, but is
Goofy's cool as shit.
But he's Goof Troop, honorable mention. I used to love that show, but he always stupid, man. He's so lucky to be alive because he used to get hurt really bad.
DuckTales was one of my favorite, and what I liked about DuckTales is that they did different things with it. Like they did Man in the Iron Mask in DuckTales, but it was like the I forgot what they called it, but it was like Man in the Iron Mask, but like a Disney version of
Yeah.
it. And that was my first
Very-
introduction to
very
Man in the Iron
creative.
Mask. And then later on seeing it, I was like, hold up, that I already saw this shit, but it had Scrooge McDuck in it.
Yeah.
And now I remember it was the duck in the Iron Mask, and then when it ended, he made the person who put him in the mask, his brother, he put him in iron trousers. I didn't
my
get that.
gosh.
I didn't get that. I still don't get that. But anyway.
Great show.
DuckTales, great show. It takes me back. All the things, like, it wasn't solely centered around Scrooge McDuck. A lot of times it was just adventures with Huey, Louie, and Dewey and the little sister. And
I forgot about her.
Yeah,
Dab. All
I
right,
don't-
I
I don't
forgot what her
remember.
name
Yeah,
was.
I can't remember
Daphne?
her name. Someone's gonna
I think
correct
it might
us
be
on
Daphne.
this.
Maybe
no.
I might be right this one time. But okay, so want to go to number 9?
Yeah, let's
Keep
go to
this train rolling.
because I can
My
talk
number
about it all day.
9.
We do a two-parter shit.
We could. Let's see where we get. My number 9 though is Beavis and Butthead.
Oh,
I know it's cartoons.
a little
We're talking
adulty
cartoons.
now.
A little adulty, and remember, I was a little kid at the time, and I'd watch these music videos. Who
The
already
90s, the
at
90s, where parents did not know that they should be
Yo, I used
filtering
to
what
have
their
the,
kids should be watching.
the Yo MTV Raps trading cards.
What I loved,
Like,
I loved. Ed
90s were
Lover
great.
and Dr.
MTV
Dre.
was great, but back then, music videos were still original.
Hold on, I'm sorry.
ahead, do your
Not
thing.
to cut you off.
You're good.
But to a generation that might be watching this, I did say Ed Lover and Dr. Dre, and I do not mean Dr. Dre that you guys know,
Oh,
like
yeah,
Beats by
no.
Dre and straight out of Compton Dre. There is a man. They call him Dr. Dre. I'm not exactly sure why they call him Dr. Dre, but he's a African American man who is heavyset. Well, was heavyset at the time. And him and Ed Lover did a show called Yo MTV Raps that was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
And amazing.
I love
And it
Cool
was
J came out
basically,
there.
oh man, it was awesome. All right,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Nah, it was cool. It was
Sorry.
a good time though, especially for music videos, because at the time MTV actually played music, and Beavis and Butthead would kind of just sit there and watch the music videos which you already seen before, and they'd give their take on it. And their take was idiotic, hilarious, insanely vulgar, extremely feminist, things you won't see. You know what I mean? Like, and it was just any of the videos, and the videos themselves were pretty crazy sometimes too. So you're already seeing a insane cinematic with the video, and then you have Beavis and Butthead, who are these cartoon guys. And then when they weren't doing the videos, they had like 5 minutes out of the half hour where they just do their own actual adventure. They worked at like a burger shop or something, and it was a good time. Then they made Beavis and Butthead Come to America or whatever.
And
Do America.
And from Beavis and Butthead, we got one of my favorite shows.
Yep.
It didn't make my
Ooh.
list, but it was going to. It was in there, but an honorable mention to fucking Daria, or as Beavis and Butthead would call her, Diarrhea, cha-cha-cha, diarrhea, cha-cha. Yo, I love Daria. I love Beavis and Butthead. That was a
I
solid
couldn't relate
choice,
to her
man.
at the time, but I remember her. She was so deep writing and...
Daria was awesome. I thought Daria was one of the greatest things ever. But I love Beavis and Butthead, and we did get Beavis and Butthead Do America, and
look them up, man.
We got a lot of other things from them. We got
Uh-huh.
timeless things from them that I couldn't even fucking think of.
All right, so what's your number 9?
Okay, my number 9. What
you,
did
sir.
I pick? I'm sorry, I keep using. Oh, actually,
Go ahead, man.
my number 9 is that's your coffee.
All right, my bad.
We get coffee. We have assistants. No big deal. My number 9 is SWAT Cats.
We could pay them if you donate to Pantheon. Patreon.
Patreon.
Yeah, I always mix that up. All right, so you said SWAT Cats. I
Yes.
now, after hearing it, vaguely remember. Vaguely, but I have no idea what this show is.
Okay.
But it was good, huh?
So SWAT Cats was kind of like Thundercats in a way that
That sounds awesome.
okay,
I love
in
Thundercats.
that they were like humanoid cat-like creatures, okay? And what they lived in Mega Cat City.
Okay.
And what it was is that there were the two main characters who were T-Bone and Razor, and they had first and last names. I forget them, but the last names all had to do, like, the names all had to do with like cat things, like the one like the head of the police force in Mega Cat City. His name was like Captain Farrell, stuff like that. So anyway, T-Bone and Razor were cops that were trying to go against
Damn.
what the fuck was
You know
his
the
name?
whole story?
Yeah, man.
Commander Farrell?
No, Commander Farrell. But what was the bad guy's name from Wildcats? Big Cat, or is it Dark Cat? Dark Cat or Big Cat anyway. And they basically got taken off the force because they were getting too wild and crazy.
Is it Dr. Viper?
No, he's one of the villains.
Oh, it's a Dark Cat.
Dark Cat. Dark Cat is like the kingpin of SWAT cats, and so they got kicked off the force and they got assigned to like a junkyard patrol. And so what happens is that they're in the junkyard and they're super handy and super nice with fucking with fabrication and
What do you mean fabrication?
like all right. So
Junkyard
basically,
stuff,
they
like
build
they're in
a
the
fucking
junkyard?
jet, bro. They out of old
parts,
parts,
yeah.
out of old parts and things. They find scrap and they build the jet with all these crazy fucking missiles and shit.
So
like
are they
that.
in the SWAT team?
No, but what it is that they build this. They're supposed to be assigned to the junkyard patrol, but no one knows, and they're undercover as the SWAT cats. And the SWAT cats are these heroes that show up out of nowhere and always fucking save the day.
Okay.
SWAT cats, amazing fucking show.
Mark Hamill did 7 episodes.
Did he? What voice
Mark
did he do?
Hamill did 7 episodes.
Yeah, if anyone doesn't know, Mark Hamill is. Everyone thinks his career, began and ended with Star Wars. No, he's an amazing voice actor. And if anyone doesn't know, he fucking did all the voices of, not all the voices, but the voice of Joker for all the Batman animated
Yeah,
series.
some of those voice actors are awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. You know Joe Swanson, though,
So
from
wait,
Family Guy?
What was,
Burke
he did what?
was his character. Mark Hamill's character.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Joe Swanson from the Family Guy?
Oh, no, he does voices of all types of crazy things.
lot,
You have
yeah.
no idea what he does. Like, he has video game parts like Skylanders. He's Flynn, Commander Flynn. He's all these different people.
Oh,
But I hear him all over the
wasn't
place.
he the Tick? Like he played
That would
the
be awesome
Tick.
to know.
Like he played
That's
the
on
Tick.
my list.
Like is it?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I love
Is that your number
show.
8?
No.
Okay, well, what's your number 8?
No. What was your number 9? The SWAT Cats?
Yeah.
All right, so now on to my number 8, Ren and Stimpy.
Okay.
Probably the baddest cartoon at the time on, I think it was Nickelodeon. I think I'm right about that. And what I
Nickelodeon
liked about that
poisoning the minds of the
too
youth.
is it had certain segments that were continuously showing up, like Cinnamon Powdered Toast Man or whatever. He'd have his own section, and they'd always have these certain characters that had spots, and they'd always come up.
It was almost kind of like I
It
don't want to
was
say
effed up, man.
I don't want to say like Robot Chicken, but it was almost like one of those shows that had shows within the show.
Yeah, but not like Robot Chicken, because that's just freaking insane. That's like sketch comedy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I love Robot Chicken. Too bad we're not talking a different list. But Ren and Stimpy was so ahead of its time. If I watch it now, it's a little much. I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I wish they'd put that back on. But
Remember
then,
Log?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, what are we talking about? Some of that stuff was so horrible.
Log.
I watched them one time, like, they were stranded on a deserted island, and they had to find some shelter, and they, like, hollowed out a whale and had to live in it, and the whole scene was just so horrendous. I really couldn't depict it and do it justice, but if you look up that episode where they're stranded on an island, it'll horrify you, probably give you fucking nightmares, man. But yeah, that show was a way ahead of its time. That's this boy right here, my man Stimpy. And Stimpy was Ren's bitch. Ren did not play, man. Ren was a little like Chihuahua, and he just smacked
Angry,
Stimpy around
yeah.
like nobody's business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that shit.
Yeah, crazy.
I didn't like Ren. I would watch Ren and Stimpy only because my cousin Chris would always watch it.
Great.
And he forced me to watch it.
I
My
don't
cousin
like
Chris in
it
the
the
city.
same way now as I did when I was a kid, but back then I was in love with that show, man.
Yeah.
But what was your number 8?
All right. My number 8, Pirates of Darkwater.
Yeah, Pirates of Darkwater. That's a good one.
Pirates of Darkwater is my number 8. One of my favorites growing up as a kid.
So we don't have to get too into it, but the main plot was like
Okay,
there
the
was
main
water
plot
taking
was
over the world.
there was the dark water that was, I guess, in essence, like the darkness, you could say, and it was slowly devouring and killing
And
the
it was
world.
like this sludge-like substance in the water,
yes,
right?
Yes, and it was
Spreading.
It was like yes, it was spreading. And there was Aaron.
Yeah, who was the blonde
Yes,
with the blue outfit?
Yes.
Yeah, Aaron was cool. He was obviously
And-
the main, everyone's favorite character. I had the
Yes.
toys.
And he had the sword of his father that was cut,
Uh-huh.
and he needed to find these these jewels, and each jewel and jewels and gems, and each one would be something that could help cure the world of the dark water and the
Right.
plague that's destroying the seven seas. Okay, so along this along his journey, he came across. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm forgetting their names. People are gonna kill me. People are gonna be like, "How's this on your top?" Anyway, he meets. Jesse, I need you to find me the names of I want to say the guy's name is Jocko. It's something with a J. He meets a guy and a girl, and they both fucking help him sail their ship across the seas. And along the way, they have this crazy like monkey bird type of thing. Do you remember it? It was
I do
It was like
remember it.
orange and red.
I remember it.
And you know, they come across all these crazy adventures,
They're
and
gonna
sometimes the
see it
gems.
right on the cover.
Yeah, sometimes the gems aren't even like actual gems or jewels. Like I remember in one episode, one of the things that healed the seas was like it's like this little pig thing. I don't even remember. Pirates of Dark Water, ladies and gentlemen.
Amazing, and that
Yes.
bad guy pirate was awesome. I was so terrified.
Yo,
of him.
I
Tim Curry did 20 episodes of that show.
think
Who's
Tim
Tim
Curry
Curry?
was the voice of the
Tim
of the
Curry-
bad guy pirate. Who's
Conk? Yeah, is the that's his. That's who's.
So Tim
He's like a
Curry
big fat-
did 20 episodes.
Yeah, Tim Curry. Remember Home Alone 2? The hotel dude that was chasing around the whole time.
bro? You don't know who Tim Curry is?
No.
He was it. He was in Clue.
He was
The British actor who was in Clue.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah. Oh my. Are you serious?
I'm sorry.
Are you serious right now?
You said you saw Home Alone 2.
I
right?
did, but I don't remember the character.
He had a very small role in Home Alone 2, bro.
Well, he was he ran the hotel.
I saw Home Alone 2 when Home Alone 2 came out.
Should've busted the kid.
I didn't even remember him in Home Alone 2.
Really? He was,
Yep.
you know.
I remember him.
They did the whole
nope.
movie scene where he plays the, you know.
He was in Scary Movie.
Okay. What was
Well,
in Scary Movie?
I think Scary Movie 2.
Okay, that I will know. Whoever you say he is in Scary Movie 2.
Movie 2, he was the.
One of the professors.
Yeah, he ran the whole.
I know exactly who
Bro,
he is now.
you don't know who
And now I know. Now I remember him from the hotel too.
Yeah.
All right, I know who we're talking about.
Okay.
All right, so 20 episodes.
Tim Curry. Wow, he did the voice of the main bad guy pirate.
His name is Conk. I never saw the
What
show.
does he look like?
Let's pull it up.
Does he have a picture? I hope it's who I think it is.
Give me a second.
Anyway,
Yeah, that's a good one. That was a really good pick.
Pictures right next to it.
Nah,
Mother-
you're fine.
mother of fucks.
These bastards.
But that's a great show. So that's your number 8.
Pirates is
Kind
what?
of looks like a Wolverine type with like kind of claws on his hands.
No, okay, it's not who I'm thinking of.
Kind of trollish. He's missing a leg. He's got like a butcher's knife in one hand. And kind
Yes.
Of missing an arm. With
no,
like a tri-claw.
No. It's not who it is because
But if
the
that's
main
who his
guy-
voice is, that's awesome.
I know
Now we know
I
who
know
his
who the
voice
voice is. He has like a red hat.
It's like a blue hat.
Okay,
He's got like a green. He's a chubby dude with green shirt. He's got like a belt that holds his shirt together from his butt. He has a belt going from his pants belt
I
to
can't.
his shirt, which is kind of like tied as if you were like, I don't know, trying to make your shirt into a bra.
Right?
And then like the middle part is buckled to it. He's a cool looking character.
Yeah.
You gotta look him up.
Conk?
Oh, you'll see him in the green.
KONK.
All right, yeah, that's what I'm saying. We'll see him later. So what's number 7? Oh, on mine. Right? We're on that?
Yes.
All right. We're just going to make this a 2-parter anyway, so we don't have to worry about, running through
That way
it.
you can stretch out your back 5.
We would have to.
Okay.
So that way you can.
So we'll do 5,
so
up
you
to
don't
5.
feel like limited talk.
That is not who we're talking about. But no.
So that's who Tim Curry did?
Yeah.
I had that toy. He is cool looking though. But yeah, no, the actual pirate is badass.
That's him right there.
Yeah, beast. But so my number 7, oh, you guys, Earthworm Jim, dude.
Oh, really?
Oh my
I
god,
was
I
gonna
love
give that
that.
an honorable mention, but
Really? I love the show, the game, it was funny. The game was awesome. It's just funny. And I actually got into, because, all right, back then when you bought a video game, it came with a little book in the front cover, and the book told you about what the story was and all this. I memorized that shit, man. I got so into it. They tell you who all the characters are.
I remember it was on Sega Genesis.
So then when they came out with the show, it was identical to what I believe that world to be like, which I like. And it was funny, man. You'd have to watch it now. It didn't last long. It was one season and out.
I saw it a little bit. It was very kooky and crazy. I remember it, but didn't watch it as a kid. I remember the game. I remember playing the game on Sega. And that was a fucking awesome game.
I love
He took
Earthworm
himself out
Jim.
the suit and would swing himself.
Pretty much, it was just about a freaking earthworm who found a super suit and got in it, and then had superpowers, and they just tried to fight him and kill him and get the suit back.
What else do you need?
What else do you need?
What else do
but
you
it was
need?
fun, man. Like, it was just weird. And then I think they originated this. I'm not positive about this, but you know how in games where if you let your character stand idle, they start to do funny things?
Yes.
That was the first game I ever remember, and it was like
I
30
do remember
things
that. Yes.
he could do.
He always did a
He would
different
use his
thing.
head to jump rope, or he would just do all this weird stuff. And
He
I was like,
would.
yo, it was just so much fun.
You know what other game had that? Abe's Oddworld.
But yeah, that was a good game.
It had, I believe, it had the same thing where if you left him,
Oddworld,
Abe's Odyssey.
yeah, like the first one, the very first one. I think it was on PlayStation.
Yeah.
But-
You start looking at you and go, meh. Like,
Yes, yeah, okay, but that's after. I just said PlayStation. Yeah.
So what's
All right.
what's
so
your number 7?
my number 7 is Wildcats.
That's such a good show.
Wildcats
And comic book and franchise and
Wildcats is one of my favorites. This is how I was introduced to Wildcats. Actually, was not through the comic book, but through the TV show. Then I later on went on to find out that Wildcats was a comic book, and which led me to be even more happier about it because not only did I grow up and like the Wildcats, but as I grew up and found out the Wildcats were in comic books, the comic books grew up with me. And what I mean by that is the Wildcats were way more mature than the Saturday morning TV show that I saw. In the Wildcats books, you would see guys get their heads blown off. You would see gore and violence, and you would see real life things going on. It's not like the Saturday morning I would get. And the Saturday morning tune was still super amazing, and it still blew me away. As a kid, I had all the Wildcats toys. I had
bought me
Warblade.
Wildcats toys.
I did buy him a Wildcats toy.
and he got so mad at me when I opened
You
it.
fucker.
Cause all right, this
Hold
gonna
on,
sound
get
a
that
little
toy
weird.
right now. Is it somewhere
it's not,
in here?
It's not gettable right now.
Oh.
But obviously, I still have it.
All right, listen. I had
It's downstairs.
Warblade. I had Grifter. I had
got so
Maul.
mad at
I
me.
had all of them as a kid. I even had Zealot and Voodoo.
Who's your favorite Wildcat? I know it's tough.
No, it's not tough. It's Grifter.
Really? Mine's Warblade. Even though he's like the last Wildcat to join the fray, I really liked Warblade's style or whatever. And I'm pretty sure he was Latin American, and at the time, I needed that in my life. I needed a Latin American role model in my life.
Well,
No, but yeah.
what was the?
That's a
Why
good
am I
pick.
drawing a blank on the fucking?
Who? Spartan?
Yeah, on Spartan.
Oh, yeah. Spartan's the beast, dude. But he wasn't real. Like, he was the commander and leader, but he was
he's
a robot. Yeah.
But he was an alien robot, and he had been made over so
Yeah.
many more times
I like
that
Jake-
he's more robot than man.
I like...
That's what he always. That was like his always. He always dealt with that. He's like, I'm trying to deal with human emotions, but I'm more robot than man now. It's like, all right, we get it, bro. You're RoboCop.
I didn't really like
Understood.
Void too much, or whatever her name was.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Void.
I wasn't a big fan. I like the leader though. I forgot his name. Like the real leader, the guy that hired them out, the little person.
Oh, the little person.
Yeah, the little person. I forgot his name, but he was really, really cool.
Yeah.
He had the real personality. He was a smart ass, but he was pretty much. They were like.
Well, I was saying this when you had to step out, but
What?
Wildcats was so much was already as a Saturday morning cartoon pretty kind of raw and real as it was.
Oh my gosh!
But the card then like I said, I was first introduced to Wildcats through the cartoon, and then when I read the comic books, that brought it to a whole new
Another level, yeah.
When I saw,
But you saw how faithful the cartoon was to the
Yes,
damn comic
yes.
book, man.
Something-
Hellspawn was a beast. They didn't change anything.
No.
The Daemonites, the whole story
Yeah.
was still the same. And then they had the three idiots that they were cool. The rock guy, the robot kind of guy. Like, there were these three guys that they always fought. There was a little freaking troop team of guys.
Oh, yes.
They just whooped their ass all the time.
Yeah,
but
they
they
were
were
like the
really
Stooges.
cool, man.
Yes.
But, yeah, I
Wild-
really like that show. I could watch that now.
Wildcats was amazing. Actually, a few years ago, me and Elson looked it up. There's a couple episodes of Wildcats on YouTube. You should definitely go check them out.
Good show.
Yeah, I showed them to my son a few times. And also some people hate because Wildcats is from Image comic books, and everyone knows that Image is. I don't want to say it was the land of misfit toys, but it is where a lot of the
Image
writers.
was awesome.
No, it is.
I know,
it is.
I-
But it's
I get
where.
mad, man.
but it's where a lot of the writers that Marvel and DC thought were
Yeah.
too edgy and too crazy. Todd McFarlane.
Yeah.
And
Everyone.
and Jim Lee.
Yeah.
You know, like all these people got sent kind of, they went and formed Image Comics and made an amazing thing and brought comic books to where they are now, more realistic, more gritty.
Yeah, not every hero lives every
Yeah.
issue every time.
And,
People
and
die.
Not, and not every hero does the heroic thing to be
yeah.
the hero.
Yes, exactly.
You
true.
know, but
I
yeah.
mean, Marvel did have the Punisher, but they really were a little bit bitchy about that stuff, you know.
For a little bit.
For a while,
Yeah.
everybody it was the same
it
thing.
It got a little
yeah.
soft, but
I'll give you that.
Wildcats, man, Image Comics, this Wildcats in general,
It's a good one.
And I want to give honorable mention to a show that I used to watch with the Wildcats, Ultra Force.
Really?
Oh, I wanted to.
I never even seen that show, but I've read all the comics.
I used to watch Ultra Force.
Malibu,
right after Wildcats.
Man.
Or was it before? Anyway,
Malibu
in the
is
same
like a
time.
subset of Marvel, though.
Well, yes. Now, was it always?
I looked it up recently. Yeah, no, it kind of was.
Oh, okay,
But
always?
it was like Marvel. It was based out in California, and it was specific to a certain group of people. And they didn't have any rights to Marvel Comics, but they had a little bit of backing, and they'd make all these comics. And then eventually, like, they started to tie them in different worlds, and they'd start
Well,
actually trading characters. Like, they
yeah.
sent Black Knight over there. They sent.
But if you think about it,
was
Ultra
pretty
Force
cool.
is kind of a bootleg version
Oh,
of,
sure.
of the Avengers. And
Oh,
and
sure.
that's what I kind of meant about Image having people from Marvel and DC, because you
But-
see influences of DC and Marvel characters in Wildcats
Yeah.
and in Ultra Force.
But Malibu did other things that
Yes.
had, like they did Dinosaurs for Hire. They did Street Fighter. Oh, their Street Fighter was so good, better than anybody's. And in retrospect, at the same time, they did Mortal Kombat, which was also so good. It was so good.
Hey, Mortal Kombat's gonna be on the list of horrible fucking
Cartoons? I never seen that
It
either.
was horrible. Anyway,
All right, we gotta get on.
Yeah,
to-
we gotta get on. We
So
spent too
what?
much time on
That was
this.
your number 7.
Okay. We got a little more
If we're
time.
gonna do a two-parter,
Yeah,
all right.
we'll do it to.
Cool.
stop at,
So number 5.
6. Yeah, exactly 5.
Well,
right.
5 left. Yeah. So that was your number 7, though.
Yes.
All right, so my number 6. Oh man, Street Sharks. You remember Street Sharks?
Of course.
Of course, you remember Street
Of course,
Sharks.
I remember Street. Yo, it's Jawsome.
Yeah, I don't remember as much about it, but I remember.
What? You don't remember, bro? That
It
was
wasn't
that
out
was like
long
their
enough.
catchphrase.
I still have the VHS tape.
Nah, bro, they had like 3 or 4 seasons. I
That's
think.
not long, dude.
How many seasons did Street Sharks have?
Oh yeah.
Let's look this up. I think at least 3 seasons, bro. Street Sharks ran
Do you
deep.
remember their story?
Yeah, they
How
were.
did they become?
They were 4 brothers. All right,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
no,
I know.
They were 4 brothers and their dad. 3 seasons. All right, bam. They were 4 brothers, and their dad was like a crazy scientist. One was like a jock, one was like kind of like the bad boy, one of them was kind of like the nerd, and the other one was kind of like like the young one. Anyway, they were like a boy band. Anyway,
That's hilarious.
and their dad was like this
Spice
crazy
Girls.
scientist that did all this like genetic science work with sea creatures, and they got.
You remember well.
Yeah, bro. This was one of this.
It's like you watched it recently,
This
though.
didn't make my list, but because I tried to put my son onto them.
Oh, because I don't. Bro, how?
The bad guy.
Those toys?
Yeah.
I had all of them.
Yeah.
I had all the toys, bro. They were bath time friendly.
They were rubber. Yeah.
No, they're good. I
But-
have them.
but,
I have them downstairs.
But bro, then they got taken in by the bad guy, who was like the father's the father's lab assistant, and they all got injected with shark DNA, and they got mutated into street sharks.
They show that right in the beginning of every episode,
yeah,
right? The
bro,
transformation.
and they
You're
would
walking
jump
me
into
down
the
memory
ground
lane,
and
man.
with the fins.
This show was so good.
There was the
But
one who
it
rode the
sounded
motorcycle,
now-
the one who had the rollerblades. There was the one in the football. Fucking,
Yeah, that's
he was the whale shark. One of them was a hammerhead shark. One of them was a tiger shark.
Good job,
bro.
man.
Well, how is this on your list? And I'm giving you everything
Because
about
I
it.
loved it when I was a kid, but you watched it with your kid.
No.
You just said it.
bro. But that was years ago. That was like when he was like 3.
I'm talking 18 to 20 years ago. You're talking 5,
I
like
remember
not even, like
Street
3
Sharks,
years ago.
I watched it fluently.
And you're younger than me.
They fought, and all the villains, like the villain was like a crab. One of
do
them
you
was
remember-
a squid. His name was like
Do you
Calamari
remember
or
like
something.
King Arthur and all that stuff too?
Yeah.
Well, I remember that one better, but I know I remember
King
it. You don't have to explain the whole story.
They were all football
On a
players
school
on a
bus
school
and
trip,
yeah,
and
I
they
know.
and it was raining, and they got sent through this portal. And the only way for them to get back is they all had to find each of their keys, but
And they had to fight Viper.
Yeah,
and,
but only they could touch their keys, and if any other
See,
one
he
touched their
remembers every
keys, it would
detail.
melt and be destroyed. And if that happened, then they would have to wait years or possibly eons until the next key could be found again.
you watched the shit yesterday.
No,
dude.
I didn't, bro.
You're
I
fucking
love
lying.
King Arthur
You
and the
watch
football player.
cartoons
Oh
present
no,
day.
that was one of my favorites.
Dude, I watched a movie earlier today that I don't know that much about.
That one didn't make it on my list. That's another one that.
That one's great. I get
Oh,
mad
man.
when they make cartoons like that and I can't get the toys. You know,
Oh, man.
like Ghostbusters and all that. You had the toys.
that one.
King Arthur, no one has that toy.
That one didn't make my list, but
so good.
it was so good. And each
And
in
all
each of
the
the each
costumes, so
knights
well
had
done.
like
Different
had
powers. Yeah, but like animal related.
no, not
Weren't
animal
they?
related because
Wasn't
Arthur
there like a
Arthur
ram?
no Arthur shit was like he would shoot like fucking like
Care Bears?
No, like swords out of his chest.
Okay.
Fucking
So now
like,
I know
it would
some of
be
them
like
had
an
to do with
energy beam.
animals because I remember one guy
Some
was a
of them,
ram.
Yeah, but like some of them would be energy beam. Some of them had like a
That's
crazy
cool.
long lance.
That
or
was
something
comic
like that.
books, too. I had
one
those
of, One of
comics
them
as
had
well.
like a fucking a mace or fucking what would you call it? Not a battle axe, fucking hammer,
Probably Battle Axe too.
a war hammer.
Yeah, awesome.
All right,
Big slammer.
So what was your number 6?
man. Hold on. All right.
Counting.
No. My number 6 is Captain Planet.
Oh, really?
Why is that on your list?
No, it's
Why?
not. No, it's okay.
Why is it not on your list?
I watched it recently and it annoyed the shit out of me, man.
I mean,
It did. It annoyed me so hard.
but maybe it's why I like so many organic things today. Maybe it's why that
I like Captain Planet. I always watched it and waited, like, come on, Captain, make this show good. But everybody, until Captain Planet, pissed me off. Because all they ever did was get themselves into problems that the Captain had to get them out of.
like Kwame and Wheeler and fucking
Pissed me
and
off,
Mati.
man. They all got me mad.
And
They all got me mad.
what was the
But Captain Planet was awesome.
Whoopi Goldberg.
she's the voice of Gaia.
Damn, you're...
60 episodes.
She's the voice of Gaia. I knew that when I was a little boy. I knew
And
that
which
was
character
Whoopi
is
Goldberg.
Gaia?
Gaia is basically the leader of the Planeteers. She's the one who made Captain Planet.
There was 6.
Gaia is like she's like the mother of the Earth. She is the Earth. She's like the spirit of the Earth.
Gaia, I know that has something to do with the Earth because I hear that too many times put together, you know?
Gaia,
Final Fantasy, it was the same thing.
Gaia means
Yeah,
Earth.
yeah. Does that make sense? That
Yeah,
makes sense.
she was beautiful too. I'm not gonna lie. She was beautifully drawn. Like she was like this beautiful tall
No, we've
black
already
woman.
established we like cartoon girls.
No, but I'm saying
Yeah,
she
we're
was
good.
I didn't think I didn't think she was sexy. I thought she was beautiful. Like
Yeah.
there's a difference.
Oh man,
What?
there's a difference between thinking a cartoon's attractive and having a crush on a cartoon people, and you're witnessing.
No, she was
That
just
line.
drawn beautifully. She was supposed to be
Beautifully.
like a goddess, you know?
Yeah. No, she was gorgeous, not just hot.
Listen, Captain Planet, my favorite out of the Planeteers was Wheeler.
Which one was that?
He was the fire one. His toy was so dope, was so fire, pun intended, because he was basically like a lighter that never lit.
Huh?
He had a thing in his chest, and on the back, so on the back of the toy, it would have a little, almost like a wheel for like a lighter,
Yeah.
and you would flick it,
But it just didn't have
and in
fluid.
the front
and
of the
stuff.
chest, it would be like two little things it would hit and spark, and like little sparks would fly out of his chest. And, I remember being in stores and trying to catch clothes on fire because I was a little juvenile delinquent and being such a bad little fucking boy. But I loved Wheeler. Kwame was super cool. I thought as a little boy I liked Mati because my name's Matt and his name's Mati, so I was just like, oh, cool. Like we're like whatever, and he was Spanish, kind of like he's from the rainforest.
Yeah.
He might have been Brazilian, who knows? But looking back on it, Mati was a bitch.
Yeah.
Mati was a little punk.
No good. Damn it, Mati.
He was just a punk. He was one of the ones that, like you said, like when he got himself into trouble, but any little bit of trouble Mati got himself into, he'd be like, "Oh, I tripped on your shoe. I'm sorry," and then someone would beat him up, and he'd be like, "Eh." Like he would. Oh, fuck you, Mati.
Yo, do you want to take a couple minutes real quick
How
to mention?
How do you live in the jungle?
You really don't like him.
No, but it plagues my mind because he's heart. Like, because you remember the Planeteers, right?
I do. I remember him.
Each ring was something. Kwame was earth. Wheeler was fire because he was the hothead.
Yeah, water.
The Asian girl was fire. Was water.
Water, yeah.
The Russian girl was wind.
Yeah.
And Mati was heart. And like I got why Kwame was earth because he's from Africa. And
Everything was so like that back then.
And the Asians, they swim, I guess. I don't know why they gave the Asian girl water, but cool.
They like to fish.
The Russian girl, she's from, Siberia, the Siberian winds. Cool. I get it. Okay, the 90s, we were racist. We gave you the stereotypes.
Oh my
and stuff.
God.
Black Rangers.
Black and yellow Rangers that were Asian.
Yeah, But Mati was heart, and he's Brazilian? So he's from the rainforest, and that's my thing. You would like when they in the beginning of every episode, they depicted how each Planeteer got their ring, and it's like Wheeler got into a street fight and knocked over a flaming garbage can. Fucking Kwame was driving and helping some elephants or some shit like that.
Yep.
They show Mati and he's an Indian, like living in the rainforest. And I don't mean like he has fucking like Indian roots. I mean like he's wearing a loincloth and got face paint on and he has a pet monkey. He doesn't even have a t-shirt on. Like he's living in the motherfucking wilderness. You're a survivalist. And anytime you're in, like you bump into someone, oh, sorry, sir. Hey, what happened here? And then fucking Mati ruins the episode. Fuck you, Mati.
Yeah. Damn
fucking
it, Mati.
replace you with me. I would have fucking triangled those motherfuckers so quickly. Gosh, double eggs. And anyway, I'm sorry, I wouldn't have done that.
Nah, maybe.
I just don't get it. He has heart. Like I guess. I'm sorry. I don't mean to sound like an asshole, but I'm just in my feelings right now.
It's all right.
All right, what's yours?
None. We're done. I already did mine first. That's our sixes. Yeah.
Oh man. Do we want to end on 5 and just go with 4?
No.
All right.
We're gonna do 5s.
All right.
That's how many we did this one.
All right. Well, you know what, guys? This was our first installment of Geeks, Games, and Fights Top 10
First half
90s
of it, yeah.
nostalgic cartoons. I went down fucking memory lane in this little, what is it, hour, 45 minutes? I've been down memory lane. Aladdin threw me back. I got to see if my son will like that.
Yeah, I think he would.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd probably watch the movies first, so,
Yeah, no, really.
Okay, we'll do that.
All right, I'm sorry.
Movies are classic, man.
I'm sorry.
Those songs too. Those soundtracks back
musicals,
then.
right? We had
they
musicals.
still try, but back then they were written better and they were just put together better.
Yeah, like Monsters Inc. has a few songs, but it's not.
It's not. No. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, it's not the same.
Think
about it.
Nothing beats
Think
Prince
about it.
Ali, fabulous he, Ali.
But not even
Go
just
ahead.
that.
My man Jesse. See, I could count on Jesse to be part of my boy band.
Heck yeah.
Jesse, me and you, we're the Street Sharks, bro. We are the Street Sharks. Yeah, not Elston because he fucking that's on his list and didn't even.
I was gonna say Street
Sad,
Sharks.
man.
You guys ever see that Vin Diesel video with him playing with Street Sharks?
Yes, Vin Diesel was in the fucking the commercial. He's in the Street Sharks commercial, like 13 or 14.
That's cool.
With hair.
It's interesting when you find famous people and see what they did back then.
Yeah.
Like
He's just
Jessica
like,
Alba was in Camp Nowhere. It's just nothing.
Oh, Camp Nowhere.
She was just nothing. She's just some kid.
Who?
Jessica Alba.
What?
100% she was in Camp Nowhere as just some kid.
Yeah, that's with Doc from
Yeah. Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah. Where the kids they pay him. Yeah, that was one of the
Yeah,
best
they open up a
movies.
summer camp. But yeah, it's a great movie.
Biff is in that movie too.
Shouldn't
Biff Tannen.
2 times
Is
for
he?
like 10 seconds
Biff the
apiece.
cop.
Oh yes, he is.
Yeah.
Oh, don't they make a little Back to the Future reference? Like I think I know you from somewhere.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know.
Pick that out. That's good.
But I like that when you find out that people were somewhere.
Oh, well, Back to the Future is a good one then too, because what's his name from Lord of the Rings? Elijah Woods.
Elijah Woods, right?
Back to the Future 2, when he goes to pick up the gun in the the 80s retro bar, but he's in the year 2015.
Yeah.
And he goes to pick up the gun. The kid that says to him, it's a kid's toy when you use your hands. That's like a little Elijah Wood.
Oh, really? Elijah Woods was in Back to the Future, in the part where he picks up the gun.
Yo,
That's crazy.
I know everyone's dropping their like little. Oh, did you? But you didn't know. I have none. I'm drawing blanks right now.
Nah, you're fine.
You dropped
There's a
one,
bunch. I mean, we do the Mickey Mouse Club. All types of people were in that. Nah, but I like that. I think it's cool because it just shows, so a lot of these people were around so long. Like even Brian Callen, to find out some of the things he used to be in, it's like,
We're
what?
in Mad TV.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Like Brian Callen, you were in Mad TV, and like
I watched it, and I didn't even.
you were
that's
on
right.
Mad TV.
Yeah,
like
that's
holy shit.
But yeah, how about this one? Donald Trump. Donald Trump, you were in fill in the blanks. He was in like freaking 20
Home
movies.
Alone.
Home Alone, right? You were in the WWE. Like, yo, I'm just saying it's weird when you look back at someone's
WWE
past.
Hall of Famer and our president.
Well, I love the Simpsons stuff about how they predicted Donald Trump becoming the president.
Isn't that cool though? That picture next to the other picture.
No, it's not cool.
Yeah, and then they showed recently
Damn, that's crazy.
in the middle of a Simpsons episode, there was a poster that said 20th Century Fox, a Walt Disney company. So like they predicted Walt Disney buying 20th Century Fox like 10 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
That's interesting.
No, I don't like that. See, y'all think that like, oh, isn't that interesting? No, that means that they got an oracle. They tell they're gonna run the world.
They already do.
All right, well,
all right, but they don't run this show.
They do not run this show. We run this show.
Yeah,
grassroots, grass fed, all organic, all natural. This shit is paid for and sponsored by us. Yeah, but could be paid for and sponsored by you if you donate to our Patreon at Geeks, Games, and Fights, our Geeks, Games, and Fights Patreon, or you can go to our YouTube channel and subscribe and like our page at Geeks, Games, and Fights on YouTube. You can go on Facebook and hit us up at Geeks, Games, and Fights, on Twitter at Geek Game Fight, and we don't have an Instagram yet, but it is coming. And that was the first half of our top 10 90s 90s tunes.
Yeah, hope you liked it. Hope you had your own top 10. You can definitely send it to us. Send it on the comments.
Or if you guys just want to give us the first half and you guys want to wait till that half, that's fine too.
Again, there's so many. Like, we could go on for days. Yeah. We could do a top 100, but it's really hard narrowing it down.
If there's anything that any of us did wrong or said wrong, keep it to yourself.
Yeah,
all right,
please.
Just keep it to yourself. No, hit us up. Let us know, corrections, or if you agree, disagree. Anything?
No, we like to hear that fucking shit. So tell us if you don't like what we say.
If you want to argue, we could argue too, motherfuckers. We know big boy words.
Yeah.
Okay.
Return for part 2 with the better half of the list. The top 5.
The top 5. It's gonna get juicy.
It's gonna get good.
I'm gonna have some thanks.
Yeah, my number 1 is a porno. Yeah, exactly. Keep them in suspense, man. Everyone's gonna be googling like 90s porno cartoon.
All right.
You're welcome, whoever has one. All right. Anyway.
All right. Everyone. Well, that's the end of this episode.
There were so many good ones
from everyone at Geeks, Games, and Fights. You want to send yourself out?
I'm Elston.
All right. I'm Matt, and the guy behind the camera, as always, is the Hebrew Hero. The Hebrew hero, Jesse Glassberg. I fucked that one up. I was moving smooth. I was moving smooth.
I like that better.
The Hebrew hero.
Yeah.
The Hebrew hero, Jay Glass. From everyone at Geeks, Games, and Fights. We are the geeks. We are the gamers. We are the fighters, and we are out.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.